To create a production drawing, you firstly have to ensure that you select the correct drawing type. This is BSI.IDW. Now this drawing is set up to British standards, but it is in first angle. So to change it to third angle, we go to the Styles Editor tab. You'll find this up in Manage. Ensure default standard is selected. Click View Preferences and change to third angle. We now can start setting up the title block correctly, and the first thing that I would add in is the third angle projection symbol. So you can see here in the modelling tree, I've just right clicked on the title block, and that has opened up the title block where I can edit and add any information. So I'm just going to draw in the third angle projection symbol over here. So using the circle tool and the line tool. Now I'm just going to add center lines using the line tool, change to center line, and drawing horizontally and vertically through that third angle projection symbol. And once complete, we can finish sketch. And we're going to save edits to BSI, which just means we're going to save the edits to that title block. You can also edit your title block by going into the Annotation tab at the top of your screen, selecting Text, and selecting anywhere within your title block where you would like to add text. So I'm just going to populate the title block now. So we just click where you would like to type, and a pop-up box will appear where you can type in information. You can highlight this and change the size here. Make sure that you're consistent with your sizing and you choose a suitable size and keep that consistent throughout the whole title block. Okay, you can see here the title block has been populated. I'm now going to move on and show you how to add your different views of your component. So going up to the top left of the screen, you can select Base View. This allows you to take in the first view of your component. I'm going to search through my existing files to find the correct component. In this case, I'm going to use a Lego brick as an example. You can see here what it looks like when you bring in your component. Now from the pop-up box, we can change the style, so this allows us to add or hide hidden detail or create a shaded view. We can also change the label if required, so I'm going to type in elevation here. You can also change the scale, so if I wanted to make it smaller or larger. When thinking about scale, we want to look at the size of the drawing and think about how much we need to put into the drawing, so choosing a suitable scale that is not too crowded. You can move your view by just clicking up towards the corner and pulling. We can also open up the component by right-clicking and going to Open. Now the views within our production drawing relate to the view cube. So my elevation is the front of the component. If I want to change which view the elevation is, I can do that by opening up and changing the view cube. So I want this view to be my elevation. So I'm going to right click on the view cube and set current view as front. So if I go back into the production drawing and delete this one, I'm going to bring it in again to show you that difference. So go to Base, and you can see it's already selected that Lego brick, but this time the elevation or front of the component is that side view that I changed it to. I'm now going up to Projected. This will project orthographic views from that initial base view. When you pull up and click it creates a rectangular box to show you where the view is going to be placed. This allows you to set up your drawing and see the spacing between everything. You need to right-click and create to actually view the drawings themselves. Right-click and edit view if you want to change the style or scale of any of these drawings. In this case, I'm going to make the isometric view show the correct render by going to shaded. You can move your drawings by pulling. You can see that they're constrained to one another. You can break this constraint or alignment by just clicking on the view and selecting break alignment, and you can see here that allows the view to move freely. Now I'm going to delete that end elevation and show you how to add a section. Select section from the top, select the view you want to create a section of, and draw a cutting plane. It's important that the cutting plane starts and ends beyond the view itself. Again, in here you can change the labels, you can change scale, and you can change style. Looking at that cutting plane, you can see the thick end bars are above and below the drawing. This is because we ensured the cutting plane line was drawn above and below. So this is a full section or a through section, one single cutting plane running all the way through. I'm going to delete that and now show you how to create a step section. A step section is done using the same method, so select section, select your view, but instead of drawing a single cutting plane running through, we're going to step through the actual drawing. So I'm going to step through here and step across. Right click and continue. And you can see now how this differs. So I'm stepping through the different parts of that drawing and it's giving me this view here. So step sections are good if you want to show various things within a model. So we've went through a full section, a step section. I'm now going to show you how to do a partial section. To do that, we need to create a sketch on our view. So on here, I'm going to use the spline tool to draw out an area that I would like to cut into. So I'm just drawing a closed profile, which I'm going to cut into to see the hidden detail within there. I also need to add a sketch to the plan view. This is for the depth that I'm going to cut into that model. So I'm going to cut into where the sort of raised studs are on that Lego brick. Okay, so spline tool on the elevation, line on the plan view. I'm now going to go to break out, and that's what is going to create that partial view. So select the view that you want to create it on. You can see the boundary has already been picked up. This is where I drew with the spline tool. I'm now going to change the depth to sketch and select that line that I drew on the plan. And that's how far in the cut is going to appear. And you can see how that has now created a cutout within the elevation. Next, I'm going to show you how to do a detail view. So with detail view, same method, you select the view you want to create a detail on. You can change the shape here. And then you just click and drag to pull out a circle or rectangular shape, which is going to scale up and show a close detail. This is good for showing intricate, smaller details or to zoom in on a specific area of a drawing which is of interest. Okay, so I've just updated my drawing and I've got a single full section and a detail view, but I want to edit their labels. So I'm going to right click on the view, click edit view, and where it says label, I'm just going to go back and change that to A and then change my detail view to B. I'm now going to show you how you can annotate and add text to your drawing. So this is just up in the Annotate tab, select text, and we're going to label our different views. So this is the plan view. So just selecting an appropriate size and moving that underneath the drawing and centering it. Now our sectional end elevation has a label generated for it which just says AA. So what I'm going to do is just move that down below it, double click on it to bring up the pop-up box, and I'm going to edit that. Now there's no need to include scale within a label if it matches the scale that is in your title block. So our title block says 4:1, so I'm not going to repeat that. I'm just going to write sectional end elevation AA. Now I'm just going to speed this up a bit and populate the rest of the production drawing with all the labels required. Use your checklist on Google Classroom to aid you with this. Next, I'm going to show you how to dimension. So at the top left of the screen, click Dimension. Just select any part of your drawing that you wish to add a dimension to and pull away. So select, pull, and click again. You can do this to straight edges, to circles, arcs, anything at all that you would like to apply a dimension to. The chain dimension is useful for adding dimensions in a line. So if I want to dimension the edge here along with all the circles, the studs on the Lego brick, I'm selecting each one and then right click continue, right click create. Another useful dimension is baseline. This allows you to select multiple parts of a drawing that you wish to dimension, and it'll take all the sizes from a single baseline or datum point, and you can see that there. Again, right click and create. You can also use the leader text annotation. This creates an arrow pointing to an area of a drawing where you can manually type in what you'd like it to say. So I'm going to right click and continue, and into here I'm going to type in a dimension for that bevel. So 0.2, and the bevel was 45 degrees. The degree symbol's just on the right hand side there. Okay, so leader text allows you to create a leader line and arrow where you can manually add in your own text. Now all cylinders and circles on your production drawing will require center lines. The centerline bisector is the best one for drawing straight center lines through cylinders. You select each side and it'll create the center line directly in the center. Up on the plan view, we've got multiple circles that need to have center lines. The best tool for circles is the center mark tool. You just click the circle and a center mark will appear. Do this to all cylinders and all circles to show the center line running through them. That concludes this production drawing tutorial. All the tools and points covered are timestamped in the description box below.